Some of you will be aware that in California we've just had the annual Coachella Music Festival, and I want to mention something pretty sad about it. This festival happens each year near Palm Springs in Southern California, and it's a kind of upmarket Woodstock. It's Woodstock by Gucci for designer label hippies. I had a look at the headline acts this year, and believe me, unless you're into Justin Bieber or Sabrina Carpenter, it probably wasn't your thing. Now, the reason I want to mention it this year is because of the anti-Israeli stuff we continue to see around the world, and the anti-Semitism and the blatant misinformation about Israel, the hatred directed at its people, and the inhumane efforts to unremember the Israeli victims of terrorism, war, and of the October the 7th atrocities. Now, all innocent victims deserve to be remembered, and New York band The Strokes certainly made sure that Palestinian victims of war were remembered at Coachella while portraying Israel as the aggressor. But it was who was not mentioned that was brought to my attention. Remember, of course, that some of the worst atrocities of October the 7th, 2023 happened at the Nova Music Festival in southern Israel when terrorists attacked young music fans partying for peace. And a warning, I'm going to show you some of this stuff. It's horrible. Yeah, it was the Nova Music Festival that was the epicentre for widespread atrocities on that day. I've been to that site and seen the memorials and met survivors, so I was taken aback last night when I saw a post by Israeli blogger and charity worker Aaron Schoenfeld. Over the last 2 weeks, my feed has been full of Coachella, he said. Main stage clips, headline artists thanking the crowd, the whole machine doing what it does every April. And I keep waiting for one artist to say the word Nova from the stage. Yeah, here are young people celebrating music like the young Israelis were at Nova and having fun like the Israelis were at Nova. Only almost 400 Israelis from Nova couldn't be at Coachella or any festival or any place this year because they were slaughtered. Aaron went on to make his point explicitly. Waiting for one festival to hold 30 seconds of silence, he posted. Waiting for one headliner, any headliner, to acknowledge that 2.5 years ago, 378 people were murdered at a music festival in southern Israel for doing the exact thing that their crowd was doing that night. Nothing. Not at Coachella, not at Glastonbury, not at Lollapalooza, not at Primavera, not at any of the festivals, the hundreds of festivals that have happened since October the 7th. It does seem inconceivable that at these music festivals they wouldn't show solidarity, not remember those murdered by Islamist extremists at Nova, by terrorist outfits that would do the same at Coachella if only they could get there. It shows how desperately so many people, especially in the arts, want to unremember the Israeli victims. It's an obscene act of neglect and indifference. But let me end on something positive. This year we saw the first Israeli performer at Coachella, Noga Erez. Has resisted threats and abuse but still performed, and she said she had some universal sentiments and avoided the politics.
And I come from a very, very, very complex part of this planet, and to get us all here doing this was took kind of like forces that I didn't know that I had.
She was there all right, and Israeli made it, but those who were killed at Nova and those who were taken hostage, they deserved to be mentioned there too.